sculpting this character through all the events we go.
You kind of sound like the innkeeper from the first Frozen movie.
Live action roleplay in some respects to the mainstream.
Holding a pipe and really talking to you like a salty sea dog.
Hey, I'm Alex Markham, Navy vet, theme park nerd, and the creator of Mythril Markhams. I'm diving into the world of LARP with my big brother.
Hey, I'm Kyle Markham, United States Marine Corps veteran, filmmaker, and realtor. I'm the one that basically got Alex into everything. We started a media company with one mission, and that is to get more people into the world of LARP.
Now come join us on our adventures.
So today we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting parts of preparing for a LARP, creating characters. This is where you create your persona or bring them to life in the world of Fayhaven that we're going to.
Yeah, and me and Alex talked about this a little bit. I want to do like this, I don't know what you want to call it, but I got an accent that I want to use, and I've been working on it for years. Alex thinks it might be a little bit too jokey, but it's something I can stick to, and I want to have an accent for this first LARP event that I go to. Kind of, start sculpting this character through all the events we go.
Yeah, so on the part about accents, so as I'm not a forever DM, but I do enjoy dungeon mastering for Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop board games, Pathfinder, things like that. And you end up playing a lot of NPCs or having to basically improv and voice change and things like that. So I tried talking with Kyle earlier about giving him a couple of hints on how he can do it. But you got to try to find something that's sustainable. Pretty easy as you're dungeon mastering to kind of, for a couple minutes or whatever, create a character. But this is long form role play. So if Kyle wants to do an accent, I want him to try and do it sustainably. And he thinks he's got it on his character Hans, correct? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, Hans. I do this voice all the time. I could do this. We talk about the food, the antics, and everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like what do you call it? like a funny. I took the voice of how they did in Beer Fest, which is a comedy. But I've been doing it for so long that I think I could definitely stick with it over a 3 or 4 day period.
Yeah, I mean, you're sounding a bit jokey with it, as well as you kind of sound like the innkeeper from the first Frozen movie, where he's trying to sell them clogs. That's what you're giving me, dude, with that. But
maybe I bring some clogs with me to Fayhaven. I mean, I think it'd be fun. I just got to dive. I mean, we talked a little bit about their whole world, and that's how you kind of have to be. And I have a storyline in my head. Maybe this character is best suited for when we do our own events for Mythril Markham. That's
an idea.
Where that character comes out.
Yeah, you can keep Hans. Hans, the name is fine. I'd like you to stick closer to.
I think I can. So maybe I could do this the whole time. Kind of like
changing your voice, something just making it a bit deeper is fine.
Like a pimp, like a pimp from I don't even know give me a borough. Give me a borough in New York. No,
doing something like that. Yeah, trying to access. There's some helpful tips and tricks to improv and voice acting that I could probably throw up there. There's some really cool videos I've seen where he's a classically trained voice actor, and he goes through literally a bunch of different characters, just kind of using the same voice, right? I've seen some good videos like that, which could be very helpful for trying to pinpoint your character that you want, and then maybe addressing a real professional voice actor who knows how to get that pitch and can really explain it better than I could.
Right.
How I explained it to you before and how I explained it to the audience here too is when I had a pirate character that I was playing in a D&D campaign, and so sometimes it really helps to put your musculature in, or your facial features. So I squinted my eye and talked out of my mouth, and I was able to really get into character and kind of hoof out my breath to really try and sell this old wizard pirate first mate character. and like kind of held an object. Like any object could be it. So this would be like a pipe that he would be smoking. I can just hold this and really feel like I'm holding a pipe and really talking to you like a salty sea dog. And that could be sustainable for something that you're doing and jumping in and out of character with. Just doing things like that could be helpful. That's just my fun fact.
I think, Alex, to be honest, I think we have found your character.
The salty sea dog. I will say,
I mean, you're
being
a
a
salty
sailor,
sea dog, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
being a Navy vet, you're definitely a salty sea dog. I mean, we're not going to go too much into the military banter of me talking crap back and forth, because this is not the type of podcast for that right there. All right, listen up, adventurers. If you're trying to swing a sword or sip a drink in style, get over to our buddy Jordan's shop on Etsy, Mimicry Chests.
This guy makes legit gear, fully original 3D prints, con safe. He totally nailed it with the line.
And you got right there, you have that's the Rogue, right? The one you have right now?
Correct. This is one of my favorite ones. I like the Rogue because I like the keyhole, and each one of these comes with a inserts for multiple different sized drinks.
And the great thing about his prints specifically is they don't come that color. So you can decorate them in any design you need for your event or that you enjoy.
Right, so they're perfect for LARPs, Ren Fairs, or your D&D table, or if you're just fixing to make your desk look cool. Go check out Mimicry Chest on Etsy. We'll drop it in the link in the bio below. Yeah. So, like I was saying, going back to this, I made my own little kind of character sheet. In the Fayhaven Discord, they have a character sheet that would be really helpful, which has a bunch of stuff that we could look at as well. But for here, I've just kind of did the basics. And I can also link the stuff in bio or just like have this free in the Discord. Actually, I'll probably just put it in our Discord so that people could utilize it, even if they're not going to Fayhaven. I think it's pretty accurate.
I think that'd be a helpful tool to have in there for everybody that is in our Discord, or like we like to call it the Guild of Mythril Markham. I think it'd be a pretty cool resource. Now, question. I know in the Fayhaven Discord, you put your name and kind of introduce yourself because that's what they kind of want us to do, right? To kind of introduce ourselves. So what did you kind of come up with so far?
What, for introductions?
Yeah, for your character. I know we're building my character more than anything, but I think the community would like to see what you're thinking about doing for Fayhaven.
Oh, yeah. So I think I did cement something down. I had some ideas I was going to try and workshop with you for characters. So, let me pull mine up here.
Because it's Lexandros, right? That's your character name, right?
Yep. So I try to keep my name pretty close to home for improving sake, and
then I think we go short. It's Lex, right? I mean, that's how I would say it, is the Lex as the short version.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do for a nickname, right? Was doing so basically just dropping the A off my name, my Greek name Alexandros, and just having Lexandros. Pretty easy. And then hopefully that we can pair our characters together, you being Hans, as brothers or some sort of family relative. That's what I was hoping for.
I want to kind of go into the Fayhaven Discord and kind of start asking. I mean, I think that'd be a great way to kind of, and I think the people at home, this would be something that they could take home for an event they're going to, is interacting on the Discord and getting to know the people that are going to be there and kind of figure out what's going to be the best to, because like I didn't know this about LARP. I didn't realize that it was more of like a D&D. I know it's live action role play, but I didn't realize it's really close to D&D when it comes to melding your character. I thought it was able to bring whatever character I wanted to. I would guess maybe there is some LARP events that could. I mean, you would know better than I would. Yeah, you bring your own character and kind of have your own backstory.
Yeah, I had our cousin Jason talk to me the other day about someone who's interested in LARP in their area, and essentially found the website which has some community LARPs, and I think that's where you could truly play out and test really like more D&D wild and fanciful characters and costumes. And because this is an event that they work really hard on, I would I would try to, they have, you want to adhere to their rules of their high fantasy, and I think, yeah. So they want you to really fit into their world, really get people immersed in an environment. I think it's really truly why people are so engaged and so into LARP is because you get to step away from the realities of the world, and we can talk hours about the realities of the world today and how and what we live in, but this is a way for us of our escapism, which I always found in theme parks and things like that, where I also worked in amusement parks and studied amusement parks. So
Right.
that's a thing, I
So
enjoy
what
the
do you think
creativity and adventure in and outside. Yeah.
Right. And LARP is more of, because when you go to a theme park, right, and they have a great example is Galaxy Edge in Disneyland and Disney
Star Wars
World.
Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, so they're really each character, because I remember when we went, I think it's the only time that I've been, or maybe it was the first time we both have went.
Yeah,
That Galaxy Edge. I remember we were at one of those one of the vendors in the street market, and then you start, because you didn't I don't think you realized okay, they're super into character. You thought it'd be kind of like some other theme parks where the people just work there, right? So Busch Gardens or something like that, where they had something, they're not, they work there, but they're not mentally I got to be 100% into my character. Some people, I'm not saying that's everybody, but you're yeah, you ask where they're from, and they said, I forgot what planet, and then you said, yeah, I'm from Ohio. They're I don't know what that place is. What is Ohio? And it was just a funny thing. And this aspect really got me interested about LARPing, is how people really can dive into being that character and allowing us to build those characters. It's super interesting for me. But I'm definitely buying a blonde wig for this. 100%.
I would not. No.
I'm wearing a blonde wig the whole time.
No.
I can't grow my hair long enough in time and then dye it. I can't do it. I have a blonde wig. I will post in the Discord. You guys are gonna have to go to the Discord to see it.
Where did this blonde wig come from? I had not discussed with you at all about blonde wigs.
So
that's insane.
This is where my Hans character kind of comes from. Back when I played a little D&D, right before I moved to Florida. Well, it was right in that transition period. I was getting into a D&D group, and I wanted to have something a little extra for my character, for my lord blonde Nordic dude, and I had this blonde wig, and I want to bring a blonde wig, and I know it's going to be hot. I get it. I understand it. But this is part of my character, and I can take it off when I'm out of character, and then put it on when I'm out of character. Like you're saying, having something in your hands when you're creating a character, kind of launch into it mentally.
So here's my take on this, because it is your role-playing experience as well, and have the fun that you want to create for yourself. And here's the thing. So we're going to be in a very active situation. We're going to be doing a lot, possibly running around a lot and doing a lot of things, a lot of activities, and combat oriented stuff too. So in LARP, literally doing foam weapons and things. I know you really want to get into combat and stuff. And so remember when we were kids and we were into wrestling and WrestleMania, and I would put on a WrestleMania event in our yard, and
Right.
a simple thing of us doing that kind of activity where we made a wrestling ring, and I would wear a bandana, just a simple bandana over my head. And you kept taking off, and I was getting frustrated because it kept getting taken off or moving, and I wasn't able to really, it was bothering me more than it was actually helping me in appearance, because this is not a video game. This is not, the things are not going to stay on you when you're running around and doing stuff.
I thought we were going to a VR event.
Yeah. So I would not go into this first experience trying out elaborate things like that. There will definitely be times in role-playing events, because not all LARP is fighting with foam weapons and running around and camping. There are definitely other LARP systems where they're basically dinner parties, like vampire dinner party LARPs. And there's events where you can fully dress and change your hair and do a bunch of things, and there's probably roles and stuff even in this environment that'll be good for that. So I figured that we would try and stick to something where, like I said, something closest to the truth is probably one of the best improv, or I guess like a lie you can give. And so I figured that we would be the Markham's family, an old house, an extinct house in this world. And we both have lion tattoos, mine on my shoulder, yours on your forearm. So I figured we'd keep that as a house symbol because it's going to show in some regards. So I figured we'd have a silver lion on a blue field with a halberd, because we both want to hold halberd weapons, which is the axes.
Well, when we go to the weapons, garb, and armor podcast, because we have another one coming up, I believe tomorrow we're going to be releasing that one. I want to kind of go over, because we talked about the weapon set and like something cool that I could create. So we'll talk about that in another episode.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that thing is, we do have to figure out what you can buy and what you can bring and how you're getting here, and that's going to be a lot of organization. And then we still have to, I think like I've said before, is we have to submit everything that we're wearing, everything that we're doing. So there are the basic essentials of like our full kit. A kit is literally everything that you're planning on wearing and bringing to the event to be in theme and in costume. And it has to be sent to the Fayhaven, or the Fayhaven, emailed to them pictures for approval. So there's this learning curve and this big thing of like, you can't just show up in jeans and shorts. You have to kind of come with an idea for your character. Starting with like your race. So we're gonna be humans. We're getting a little bit off. I mean,
but
up again.
I mean, let's reel back in. So this first episode, we're really talking about the basic stuff when it comes to it, right? So human, right?
Yes.
Name. We got to come up with a last name, because then that's how we tie ourselves together.
Yeah, I think we should stick with Markham.
Okay. Yeah,
we should stick with it. We could change it up a bit. We could just drop the N and go Arkham, or we can do something that sounds close to them. No,
I like Markham. Let's just keep Markham. I mean, mine sounds pretty cool. Hans Markham, Hans Markham. Maybe I sing the whole time, and then people want to beat me up.
Oh my gosh, this is not a Disney. This is not a Disney sing-along.
Why? I am in the Frozen number 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Hans Markham. So what else should we talk about? So we got human.
So going down this list here that I have. So yeah, we're humans. We have chosen there's 4 different classes. So we're going to be choosing warrior, just because the aesthetics of it's pretty easy to, because humans can wear heavy armor. So that means we get more hit points. They can use two-handed weapons, which you're really wanting to do as well, using a big sword. So having 2 hands, and you get a large shield. So you can use a buckler, which is a small shield.
I really don't think I want to carry around and like I said, we'll talk a little bit more, but just kind of go over this. I don't want to carry around a shield.
So the difference between buckler, small shield, something like everyone can have a buckler. So you default, every character in the game can have a buckler, right? For shielding. And then this would be an actual like large shield.
Okay.
Right. I don't know if it reads on camera, but like obviously this is going to cover you a lot more on things. And like I said, so that's small, that's large, and here would be medium. This is one I like for like knights and things, and I use this too.
Yeah, really I don't want to carry around a shield.
So yeah, small, medium, large.
Not doing it. Not doing it. It's just too much kit to carry. I'm being lazy. Okay.
Okay. I think there's lots of benefits to it. Maybe I'll carry the shield.
Well, a question. Can I snatch a shield off of somebody else after I delete them?
No. It's not that kind of game. Everyone there's a lot of cordial stuff.
I can't go looting? I can't loot in this game? Dang it.
You can loot. You can, but you have to be a rogue. So that would be one of the next subject I was going to get into. It was warrior, there's rogue, there's mage, and there's healer. And the rogues have the ability to loot. And there's only specific lootable items you can get off of people and NPCs. So it's not like it's not like Skyrim. It's not where you can just go up and just loot, or you can crouch and steal everything. They have advantages, yeah. So rogues can dual wield, they can loot enemies and pickpocket. or pick locks. Sorry, pick locks. So there will be specific game mechanic that you can use for being a rogue. If you wanted to change your class, you could still change and do these things if you wanted to, but you
I like
can't
that
wear the
you're
heavy
handling-
armor. And like, so that might be fun. That might be something you're more gauged
I got
into,
a
is wearing
question,
lighter armor. And yeah,
I got a question though.
good.
I don't know if this falls into this. It kind of a topic we can talk about in the weapons, garbs, and armor podcast. But could I make something where it breaks down to 2 weapons and it's 2 hammers?
I mean, if you create something or find something, like if we craft something that is like double hammers, we would have to submit it to Fayhaven, and the Fayhaven email, like submit our crafts, and they have to approve it. So they were saying that a lot of homemade weapons will probably be taken for, like there's probably
Like
some
a
clever
stress
things we can
test?
do. Yeah, basically for safety purposes, they might they have to be really good. So it would have to be really clear with them for homemade stuff. And I think they want us to use actual like purchased items, I guess, for this. That's how my last one was purchased
'Cause
items. So this is going to be the really stress test weapon. This is going to be instantly very acceptable. And like I can show in another video the difference between like this appropriate LARP weapon and the one that wouldn't be acceptable in this capacity in this game.
Right.
Because there is, like I brought it and they're like, it looks cool. Everyone was like, your sword looks cool. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, is the real one? Like, oh no, it's not. That's the real one that I purchased later. Mage, so that they have 2 different magic systems, so we can go over spells later.
Right.
That's pretty cool, but something that would be useful for you to know, because if we encounter people that are mages or spellcasters, you're gonna want to know what to do when someone casts a spell on you. And they're probably gonna be nice, or there might be a judge to tell you, but it'll be good to know what spells are being cast on you and how it works. So that you could defeat them or act in them, because there's one specific, like one that says that you have, it's like a stuck spell or sticks, or like something like sticky foot or something, where essentially means that you can't do you can't lift, your one foot is stuck to the ground for up to 30 seconds and you can't move, right? But yeah, and then there's the healer. Healers are always few and far between, but they can heal you up in battle, and we can go over more rules about that. So we have your age, hometown or origin, and then faction and house, and those are optional. But so what age did you want Hans to be?
My age. That's easy.
Okay.
I'll be 35 at the time.
Yeah, and then hometown, we can just say, I mean, we can look at the map later, but that's something we can go over when we actually look at that stuff. So diving into your character, examples, let's see, backstory prompts, so reputation, glory, rebellion, curiosity. So this goes back to what I wanted to do for the house. I figured our house Markham, our like family pledge, would be, and something you would say, because you'd be more of a face character, as you would say, kind of go back to wrestling ideals. You would say prideful and powerful, like prideful like a lion.
Prideful and powerful.
Right. And then I would say wise, or wise and cunning.
How about just and strong?
Like I said, I think those are 2, like, I think prideful and powerful and then wise and cunning are 2 sides of the same coin. Like they're 2 sides of the same coin, where they work well, or they balance each other out, right? Because what you said was basically saying almost the same thing.
We got the house, right? The house Markham, right?
Right. So I'll read that here. So we're brothers of an old family said to have defeated a great lion. Thus, wear it as a symbol or a long lost house. And this family's mindful status, or as deemed or motto, would be prideful and powerful, wise and cunning. And so my character, I was hoping to develop it and be a little bit more secretive about it, but
well, at least have the
developing
name there.
the idea of not restoring the kingdom of the men, and that's like a huge part of humans, the human Like, when I read all of the stuff about humans, it was that they are all in Fayhaven. Everyone's kind of refugeed,
Right.
more or less, but humans the most. And there's a guild already established in Fayhaven called the Kingsguard, and the Kingsguard are basically protectors of the realm from the foes and wanting to reestablish the ancient kingdom that fell, or the ancient king, right? Because he was wise and just.
But Alice, I think you brought up like joining the Kingsguard.
Yeah, I think that could be a cool role for you to try and test out and be a little bit more in the community. I think Alexandros or Lex would be kind of opposed, or I want to kind of play it like opposed, just for my own feelings. Like I said, I want to play a little bit closer to the heart, and I think I could really talk about, after kind of getting a bit more political as of lately in our real world. I think I can really bite my teeth into really playing that off and really kind of saying like, hey, I don't think kings are good. You know, I don't think we should be trying to reestablish a kingdom. Maybe we should move past it. Maybe we should try something newer, like a democracy, you know, kind of thing.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I mean, we definitely have had our talks back and forth about that stuff. We won't really do it on this podcast because we're not a political podcast. So we weren't going to, put our viewpoints out there because, I mean, we're all here to get out of reality and kind of, for us, half hour, 45 minutes every day, kind of get away from the world that we live in and really kind of talk about LARP. So we won't go into this, but I kind of see where you want to play it, and I think it's interesting on the character development side of things.
That's what I thought too. Really, like I said, I'm not trying to be political. Sometimes really fun LARP, LARP play evolves with literally politics, made up politics. But I think I could still. I think that still hits a very true vein that you can bring into a fantasy world of like there's just having a I think the word is maybe dichotomy? Maybe it's dichotomy, or like, yeah, I think I was trying to say something like diagnostic, but basically contrasting the beliefs of the humans, or the main guild of the humans, them wanting to restore a king, and then me wanting to not restore a king, and like thinking that the spell that keeps us safe inside Fayhaven is also a curse, which is in the lore. It is. It basically caused the woods that are outside of Fayhaven to be pretty much cursed or full of fae, full of I guess evil fae in some regards. I would say. So that's where I would think be like, yes, we're trapped inside this bubble. The kings are what put us here, so it's not
too much, Alex. Alex, on this first full episode of this section that we're doing, I don't think you want to spoil too much. I really think, is there anything after the house and the I'm going to say slogan? I know it's not the right word, but
I think this would be good. It's a collab. It's a collaboration, so you can add. I workshop this a lot, and I think this would be really good for you and me to play. And I know it sounds a bit strong army, but yeah, we can work with more stuff. Like I said, I'm not opposed to helping you build this weapon or your class weapon and whatnot.
Right, but we'll talk about the weapon specifically, the class weapon specifically, in the weapons, armor, and garb.
So, I guess, so, yeah, so basically, there's some, like I said, there's things here. So what secret, fear, or trauma defines them? Would define your character? You have anything that you'd want me to type in?
Do we bring real life into it, Alex? Do we bring real life into it?
It's role playing, so you can bring in something that you.
But Alex, the real question is: should I bring my real trauma into this?
I mean, that's a long conversation.
Our shared trauma.
But
it's our shared trauma.
Yeah, right. I know, shared trauma. Exactly, brothers. Sometimes, that's a good thing is we know each other.
We bring a shared trauma, Alex.
Yeah, I think sometimes these are healthy places for it. You can actually, like D&D at my D&D table, I think a good DM is also partial therapist in some regards, where I think Brendan Lee Mulligan from Dropout is Dropout now?
College
yeah,
Humor?
like College, well, I think there's Dropout now. College Humor Dropout, and they do Dimension 20 their D&D like big
He
podcast.
would be awesome, like legitimately awesome, to bring on the podcast if we ever got a chance to.
Yeah, if I mean,
and the one thing I will say, guys,
yeah,
if
he's a
you want to
LARPer, so
see, if you want to see exactly, Brendan is a LARPer. So if you want to see him on Mythril Markham,
oh my gosh,
you just start sending him messages. He'll get there
we are
eventually.
not big
This
enough
might be a
to
6-year
even.
endeavor.
I like his insights, and I've watched a lot of his videos on his stuff, but you know, that would be amazing one day if we could actually talk with Brendan. But
it would be great. I mean, it's something to work for. I mean, that's what we're working for, is to be this aspect of the community that brings new people in, and is really a champion to bring live action role play in some respects to the mainstream. Thank you guys for watching. Glad you guys can come on this journey with us. We're gonna have that next episode for you guys in the armor, garb, and weapons segment. Thank you guys for watching Mythril Markham's Arms and Antics. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day.
keep on adventuring.